What is going on, guys? So the 90s are back in a big way, and to help celebrate that fact, I decided to bust out the 90s gear, starting with the ripped jeans, the flannel shirt untucked and unbuttoned, and of course the 90s looking rope necklace, because that was essential back then. But seriously, we're here to check out this amp today, and if you grew up in the 90s or early 2000s, this amplifier was a soundtrack to your childhood. This is, of course, the Mesa Boogie 90s dual rectifier reissue. It was re-released under new ownership. If you've been living under a rock and didn't know, Gibson now owns Mesa, so do with that information what you will. This amplifier was used on countless albums by countless bands, some of which that come to mind are, let's see, POD, Alice in Chains, Limp Bizkit, Bad Religion, Metallica, Incubus, Korn. I mean, I could go on and on and on. It's been in so many records. And this thing does sound amazing. And if you're already a Mesa fan, let me know in the comments down below. Do you prefer like the Rectifier series or the Mark series or the Triple Crown or something else altogether? I'm just curious to kind of get a sense of what a lot of the viewers are using or what you prefer. So what I plan to do with this video essentially is just dial in a few different tones, give you guys some sound samples, and let you see, what it can do. So the signal chain today is going to be my guitar. I'm going to use a couple different guitars. I'm going to run that through my tube screamer and then into the front of the amp. From the amplifier, I'm going into my 1993 Marshall 412 cab, which is mic'd up with an SM57. That's going into my interface and into Logic. And then for some of the other samples, I will have the amp going direct into the Torpedo Captor X, into my interface, into Logic, where I'm going to be using an IR, which was a Mesa 412 Mesa 412 traditional cab. I don't know where I got that particular IR, but that just sounded good. Just so you guys can see, different sounds, right? So here it's mic'd in the room, and then we've got some IRs going on in the DAW. So without further ado, let's grab a guitar and get into it. So I will go over some of the finer points of what makes this amplifier unique, but we're not going to go into the fine detail and minutia of every little knob because that's been covered already on many other videos. This is a 2-channel 100-watt amp. It's got 6L6 power tubes. It's got 5 12AX7s and 2 rectifier tubes, and this thing is a beast. I can tell you that right off the bat. It's 2 channels. It's got an orange channel and a red channel. The orange is more of a vintage flavor, a little less gain, and the red channel is a little bit more compressed and a little more modern sounding, you might say. Some of the other interesting features of this amp are the switch here, which is the on-off switch, essentially. It's got 3 positions. It's got off. If you put it up, it's in bold. If you put it down, it's in spongy. This switch basically acts as a variac switch in a sense, because if it's in the up position where it says bold, it is running at about 117 to 120 volts, which is pretty much standard. And if you put it down into the spongy mode, they say it drops the voltage by about 25, so it's more in like the 93 range. which is better for if you're trying to kind of get that brown sound. And then on the back of the amplifier, you can swap out the channels. Essentially, there's channel cloning, which makes it so you can make the orange channel sound like the red channel and the red channel sound like the orange channel. So if you want to have two dedicated channels that kind of sound similar, you can do that with this amp pretty easily. And it does come with a foot switch, which is just a channel switcher. It's just a one button switch. So I didn't bother to take that out of the package. But yeah, so if you want to set it up so there's like a clean channel and then a high gain, or two crunch modes, or a crunch and a lead channel. I mean, however you want to do it, you can make it happen with this amplifier. And another nice feature is they updated the effects loop. It's no longer running in parallel. It's now run in series between the power amp and the preamp stages. So that's really nice for more of a modern sound. I guess the parallel application was kind of more of the times of the 90s, when you wanted to have maybe one channel kind of cleaner, one side, and the other channel have your effects in it. It's just different flavors. With that effects loop, you can set it so it's just operating on one channel or the other, or actuates both channels, or it's bypassed completely, or you can use an external foot switch if you want to. So there's a few different flavors and different settings you can use with the effects loop. So on the front panel here, you've got the exact same control layout with all the knobs for each channel, so you can set them up exactly how you want to. And starting with the master, then you've got presence, bass, mid, treble, and then your gain. So from what I understand, the gain knob seems to work a little bit in tandem with both the treble and the presence knobs to help really tweak the focus of how you want your distortion to sound. It's really nice when you want to have a saturated tone, but you want to kind of focus it more or less on the high end or the mids. You can do that with this amp nice and easily. It's a little easier to dial in, I would say, than a Mark series, where, you know, there's cascading gain stages and everything affects everything else down the chain. Makes it a little more complicated, a little more hands-on. You know, you got to learn how to use it first, basically, before you get a really good sound out of it. Whereas right out of the box, this thing just sounds pretty damn good. I mean, I started with everything set to noon. It wasn't half bad. I mean, you're 75% of the way there already, assuming you're trying to get, you know, that new metal sound, right? But I was interested to see if I push this a little bit, if I could make it sound good enough for modern metal applications. And well, you be the judge, but I think it works pretty well. Now, it's commonly known that with this amplifier, you usually want to run a boost pedal in front of it. Typically, you know, you're going to use a tube screamer. So I've got my handy dandy Ibanez TS9. It does help to tighten up the bass end just a little bit. Not to say that it's flubby at all, but it just gives it that little extra push to really make it nice and tight, you know, the way you want for the modern sound. All right, guys, so that is the Mesa Boogie 90s dual rectifier reissue. I think this amp sounds amazing, but let me know what you guys thought of it. You know, this was on the radio all the time. When I was in my teenage and young adult years, this was the amplifier I was hearing on so many albums. And, you know, I'm a little nostalgic for that sound. I mean, and also the new metal thing seems to be making a bit of a resurgence, so that's kind of cool too. So if you're into that, you might want to check out this amp. They have these in stock in the regular color as well as a limited edition. Now, as far as this limited edition color, I don't know how many they made. I don't know how long they'll be available. So if you want this red, you definitely want to jump on this soon. I'll leave a link in the description down below to Zounds where you can check it out for yourself and possibly make a purchase. I will say this though, this amplifier currently retails in the US for $3,500, so it's not cheap. You either know you want this amp or maybe you want to wait for something else, but you know, Mesa is just top quality. You know what you're getting. You know what you're getting as far as the sounds are concerned, the build quality. It's really an awesome amp. So, you know, let me know what you guys think. Anyways, that's it for today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching, as always. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you have not already. Sometimes YouTube will promote my videos to you, but you're still not subscribed, so make sure that you are. I really do appreciate it. And we'll catch you in the next video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm out of here. See ya! What did I spend? 6 hours here? 6 hours and I got nothing done. Fucking nothing done. That's well, I wouldn't say nothing. I got this stuff recorded. And yeah. Unplug everything, leave it all as is.